This might be some of the worst journalism that I have ever seen displayed in my entire life. MSNBC has to correct themselves for wrong reporting, but reporting that should have never been reported, because how can you just make an assumption such as that? It's absolutely insane. This is why people don't trust you anymore. We're gonna go over a bunch of videos today, just going over many situations where the mainstream media has just straight up said things that were not true, had to correct themselves, legal notes with The View, and all other kinds of nonsense. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to RTM News, because it ensures YouTube that you're enjoying our videos, and in turn they will continually show up in your feed and they'll push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
Before we go, though, last night we reported on excerpts of an interview between the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and an Indian TV news network, in which she said that Trump was good friends with a world leader. We said that world leader was Vladimir Putin.
Why would you say that? Did she say it was Vladimir Putin? This is what I'm talking about. What kind of journalism is this? Speculative. You just made this assumption that it's Vladimir Putin as if he's the only world leader in the world. And now watch what she's about to say.
But the full interview shows that Gabbard was referring to Trump and Indian Prime Minister Modi. Clear that up.
Yeah, thanks for clearing up your lies. You wouldn't have had to clear it up if you would. There's a full interview that you didn't watch, so you reported something with some minimal information provided, and then you just spouted out some nonsense. Then after going through the full interview, oh, by the way, she wasn't talking about the guy that we want everyone to think that Trump is tied to and somehow like, I don't know, subdued to, like they try to act like Vladimir Putin runs Trump. This is called mainstream media brainwashing. That's absolutely insane. And then they had to correct themselves. How embarrassing for you. It's absolutely ridiculous. But we got another video we want to show you, and it's the MSNBC, same network, also retracting their original statement. So let's check this out.
All right, quick note. Last night, The Last Word reported on excerpts of an interview between the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and an Indian TV news network in which she said Trump was good friends with a world leader. Now, we said that world leader was Vladimir Putin.
Why? Why did you do that? That does not make sense.
But the full interview was subsequently released, and it showed that Gabbard was referring to Donald Trump and the Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi.
Okay, maybe you get the pass that the full interview wasn't out, but even with that being the case, why would you just immediately make the assumption that it was Vladimir Putin? That is terrible journalism. That is no evidence. Where are your sources? Where is the proof? You just said that? No, it'd be one thing if you said, I wonder if it's Vladimir Putin. And I know they try to tie him to Putin all the time, but like if they would have tried to like make it like clearly speculative, I don't know if it is him or not, but like might be based off the information provided, I will make an assumption, but we don't know. But the fact that they had to retract those statements means that they didn't do that. Like this is just an opinion piece. This is what these shows are. They're just opinion shows. This is not journalism. You're not trying to get to the bottom of anything. You just want to propagate some BS. And I'm so sick of this, man. And on top of like just having to retract your statements because you're saying nonsense, I'm gonna play another video with a congressman talking to one of the CNN hosts. And man, when I tell you, it's like these people won't let you get a word in. It's like JD Vance and Jake Tapper all over again. So we're gonna check this out so you can just see some more of the nonsense the media has been doing and why we don't like them or trust them anymore. So let's check it out.
Well, but so no matter what a judge
he's taking the side, and he's taking the side of a bunch of criminals.
He hasn't taken any. He hasn't taken any side yet. Congressman, he hasn't taken any side yet. All he's done is put a stay on the White House action here so that he can review their use of their novel use, frankly, of the Alien Enemies
Oh, come
Act.
on. These guys, listen. These guys, the difference between God and these judges is God knows he's not one of these judges. They're arrogant. They practice this type of thing all the time. And if you had a conservative one doing it, you all would be raising total hell. But because it's a left-winger and it's Sandy and you all take that side, it's ridiculous that you all would take the side of a bunch of
the media. No one's taking a side here. Congressman,
yes,
no
you
one's
are.
taking a side here.
He is not.
I'm asking you about the Constitution. Is asking about the Constitution. Is asking about the Constitution. Taking a side. All I'm asking you is about the Constitution, what you think of it, and what you would advise this White House and your feeling about judicial rulings. And that seems to be upsetting you. I'm just trying to get your position on this and what you would advise the White House going forward.
It's not upsetting. I guess what upsets me is that you all at CNN continuously take the side of the far left, and that's why your ratings continue to plummet. And I do not ever understand why y'all do that every time.
You can't even say nothing to that because it's true. The ratings are plummeting so heavy. That's so dang. That's rude, but low key true. I don't like that they like. Just be honest at this point. Like, admit that you are a left-leaning network. You are. Don't lie. Don't lie. Even if you're just trying to talk about something like unrelated to what he's saying. Like, to talk about the Constitution, I have a question on you that, because obviously this is a small clip of a longer interview, but it's like, you are very much so far left, and yet you're trying to act as if, oh no, this is not. Like, don't shy away from the truth. We all know what it is.
I know you got to take the opposite side on everything, but you all are wrong on this one. Listen, this is a game that took over an apartment complex in Colorado. They
not been a side taken. We're trying to understand. Now, you can argue. You can argue. You can, Congressman.
What is wrong with you all? You are so out of touch with what's 85% of this country does not support what you are spewing out right now.
We haven't spewed. The only one spewing is the guy who's talking uninterrupted right now.
The only one who's spewing is a guy talking uninterrupted, as you have been interrupting him for the last 30 to 45 seconds. The only guy who's spewing nonsense is the guy who's talking uninterrupted. What is Congressman? That's not interrupting? You've been silent? Like that? Are you nervous? The cameras are on? You lose your train of thought? I forgot what just happened 45 seconds prior? Homie, you were interrupting him you couldn't even, I can barely hear what the man is trying to say. Could you keep interrupting him? But okay, yeah. Uninterrupted talking.
To review this stuff. How long does it take him to review this stuff? These judges, he'll sit on his ass for months so these criminals can stay in this country. This is all this is. This is overreach. And I'll guarantee you, if his kids had been murdered or raped, as has happened in this country to several American citizens by these thugs, that he would be taking a different position. But he's protected. You all protect him. You all have got to come off this. Seriously, I don't know how you all sleep at night when you protect criminals.
Can I ask you to stop for 1 second here? I think if you go through and analyze the question,
I'll never understand this. How we're not united when it comes to illegal immigration. Like, you don't want to vet the people that come in our country to make sure that your families are safe, that your kids are safe, that your friends and loved ones are safe from people that are not documented, that could be wreaking havoc in your cities and your schools and your homes, and we don't know how to find them if they do these things, or the fact that they're not supposed to be here. Like, we have laws that need to be enforced. Like, I will never understand. Like, I understand having empathy and sympathizing with people's stories. Maybe they come from rough backgrounds, and like, obviously you can seek asylum, even though 9 out of 10 cases don't actually qualify for asylum, meaning that being a talking point is kind of mute. But I don't understand how we're divided on that issue, but here we are. I have another clip with Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, before Trump was in office, where CNN just refused to allow the truth to be told. Caroline Leavitt is literally only speaking on something that's already been spoken on this network, and yet the CNN host didn't want it to be done, and she responded in the most childish way. So let's check this out.
It takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently
stop this interview if you're going to keep attacking my colleagues.
Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay.
Now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Caroline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week in Atlanta for this debate.
She was beside herself. Cat got your tongue? She literally just said what your own colleagues didn't even say what he said, really. Just talk negatively about Donald Trump. He has spoken on this network. Stop attacking my colleague. Your colleague said things. She's just repeating what your colleague said on the network that you are both currently on. You threw a whole tantrum in a fit saying, you're attacking my colleagues? And see later this week. And what are you talking about? That's why I can't stand. And you got to say the best for last when it comes to these legal notes and having to correct your wrongdoings. And The View has had to do it many times on multiple occasions for the same person, same individual. It's almost like maybe we should just stop lying. That's a thought, but they won't. So we're going to play this clip and you guys can have a laugh.
Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi.
She's so mad about it. Look at her face.
Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism, that DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
I have a legal note.
Do you want to take this one, Joy, or are you
Matt Gaetz?
Same person. Same person.
Has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
And yet you're accusing him still. You're accusing him of it still. Yet you're still accusing him of it. But he hasn't been charged. You want to keep calling him like a essentially on all these shows. This is your second one.
That's true.
Also, another legal note. Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit.
Oh.
He has denied any wrongdoing. I have a legal note. Matt Gaetz has
A third time? A third time.
long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
Yeah.
Gaetz previously dismissed allegations that he paid for sex, saying that, quote, someone is trying to recategorize my generosity to ex-girlfriends as something more untoward. Another legal note, Pete Hegseth's lawyer said he paid...
Pete Hegseth again? Why are you repeating the same thing? If you have to... Is that not embarrassing? You repeat the same lie and then you have to embarrassingly get called by your superiors. By the way, that's not true. There's no evidence to back up those claims that you keep making over and over again. So here's a legal note. Tell your audience how wrong you were.
The woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. He has denied any wrongdoing.
Just call the show Legal Note.
Yeah, call the show Legal Note because you guys don't ever know how to tell the truth. So you had to keep being corrected. Absolutely insane, but I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. Keep exposing yourselves for the liars you are. It's absolutely ridiculous. Mainstream media has lost it completely, and I'm glad because alternative media is bringing the truth the best that they can, and we got to make sure that we don't become them. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment your thoughts down below. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.